everyone, I am Payal and welcome back to Video Learning Point. In today's video, we will discuss about probability. Okay. Now, before starting probability, we will go through some key points of probability. Number one, chance and probability. Okay. Now, see what happens. Sometimes we face some situations where we take a chance and it doesn't go the way we want it to. For an example, say sometimes it happens, especially during rainy season, that you carry an umbrella every day and it doesn't rain for many days. Yes, and however, by chance one day you forgot to take the umbrella and it rains heavily on that day. See, these situations I face uh, a lot of time in my life. Hopefully you have also faced such kind of situations. If so, you can comment below and let me know. So we can give one more example that is very related to a student's life. That is, suppose a student has prepared 4 chapters out of 5 chapters. Okay, very well for a test. But what happened? A major question was asked from the chapter. She or he left unprepared. Okay, so this also happened, especially for the students. So now see, these are some examples of where the chances of a certain thing happening or not happening are not equal. How they are not equal? See, suppose I have carried or we have carried a umbrella for say 17 days regularly and it doesn't rain. Okay, and on the 18th day we forgot to take the umbrella and that day it has rained heavily. Okay, now see, in both the cases the chance of raining is not same. 17 days it has not rained at all, but on 18th day it rained heavily. So these are some examples where the certain thing is happening and not happening are not equal. But see, in our this chapter probability, we will consider certain experiments or examples where the results have an equal chance of occurring, and now we will discuss it. So our next heading is getting a result. Okay, here we will discuss uh, first example, that is tossing a coin. Okay, we saw that every time when a cricket match it starts with a tossing a coin. Okay, and the result depends on head or tail. As the coin has two sides, that the first one is head and another one is what? Tail. So if we toss a coin, you will get two outcomes, either head or tail. Okay, now see here, can you control the result that somebody says I want head and I will toss a coin and obviously I will get the head only, and that is not possible. Okay, that result we nobody can tell which side you will get, head or tail. So that is not possible to control the result of this kind of experiments. Okay, so this kind of experiments are called random experiments. So this is an example of random experiment, that is tossing a coin. And one more example we can give, that is throwing a die, that I will discuss after some time. Now we will speak about outcomes of this particular example or experiment. So here we are tossing a coin which has only two sides, head or tail. So here the outcomes means the after tossing what results we will get. So the first chances of getting the outcome is head and another one is tail. So the outcomes are head or tail, or we can write it as head comma tail. Okay. Hopefully you have understood what is a random experiment and what are the outcomes of an experiment. Now we will discuss equally likely outcomes. So see, in our first example only I said that we are carrying the umbrella for 17 days continuously and it has not rained at all. But on 18th day when we forgot to take our umbrella and that day it rains heavily. So on that particular example, it will rain or not, chances are not same. Okay. Now, equally likely outcomes or equally likely events where the outcomes of an experiment are equally likely if each has the same chance of occurring. Okay, same chance. Now, see, the first example is tossing a coin. Here, the outcomes are head or tail. So, both has the same chance of occurring. Okay, we make it a head or a tail. So, this is a equally likely outcomes. Both the outcomes has same chance of happening. Okay. Now, throwing a die, second example, when we throw a die, the outcomes are what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. These are the outcomes of experiment of throwing a die. Okay, now see here, if we throw a die, we exactly don't know what outcome we will get. But yes, obviously we know that a number we will get that is between 1 to 6. That means it may be 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Okay, that means the chance of getting any number from this set is same. Okay, the chance of getting 1 is same as the chance of getting 6. So this example is also go with equally likely events or equally likely outcomes. Hope you have understood this. Now we will go to linking chances to probability. Okay, now we will discuss two examples so that you understand it properly. Okay, if we take many examples, maybe you get confused. So I have bounded this chapter with two examples only. That is, first one is a tossing a coin and the next one is throwing a die. If these two examples are clear to you, then other sums will become very easy for you. Okay, and many questions depends on this two examples only from probability chapter. So if you have any confusion, you can comment below. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, now come to linking chances to probability. Now, how the chances, that is chance of getting a head or chance of getting a tail, likewise chance of getting say uh, 1 when we throw a die, how we relate these chances to probability. We will discuss it now. Now consider the example of tossing a coin once. If we toss a coin once, only one time only we will toss a coin. Obviously the outcomes will be what? Head or tail. Okay. Now both the outcomes are equally likely. Obviously we may get a head or we may get a tail. We can't control the result. Okay. And both are equally likely outcomes. Now, how to do it? Probability. Now we will start probability. Now I am writing it short. PROB stands for probability. Probability of getting head. H stands for head. Okay. Probability getting head equals to. See, in this event or in this experiment, there are two outcomes. Okay. So, out of two, head. Head, how many times you are getting here? Only one time. Okay, as we have tossed a coin for once. Okay, so that's why head you will get only one time. But what are the possible outcomes? Head or tail? Yes, two outcomes. That's why we have written 2 in the denominator. Okay, now next is probability of getting a tail in this same experiment only. So what are the total outcomes? Head or tail? Two outcomes. So 2 we will write in the denominator. And how many times we will get the tail? If we toss a coin once, we will get only one outcome, and if it came out as tail, that means only one. So 1 by 2. Okay. See now, both the in both the cases, that means probability of head and probability of getting a tail is same. Okay, so from here also it is clear that this particular experiment is equally likely. Okay, that means the both outcomes has same chance of occurring. Now come to throwing a die. Now what are the outcomes if we throw a die? So the outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So out of these 6 numbers we will get a particular number. Okay, these are the total outcomes. Now, so we are if we throw a die once, so we will get a particular number only. Out of these 6 numbers, any one number we will get. Now we want to find out probability of, suppose, 1. What is the probability of getting this number 1? Okay, so first of all, total outcome is 6. Okay, out of 6, 1. So how many times we have throw a die? Only one time. So if we throw a die one time, only one outcome you will get. And here we are interested to find out the possibilities for 1. So only one time only it will come. So it will become 1 by 6. Okay, next is probability of getting, suppose, number 2. Probability of getting number 2. So there are total 6 outcomes. So out of 6, 2, the number 2, if we if we throw a die once, so only one outcome you will get. If it came out as 2, that means only one time you will get the number 2. That means 1 by 6. Similarly, probability of getting the number 3 is again. So out of 6 outcomes, you will get a particular number only one time, that is 1 by 6. Okay. Again, probability of getting a number 4, that is also 1 by 6. Similarly, for probability of getting a number 5 is also 1 by 6, and probability of getting the number 6 is also 1 by 6. Okay, now see, the probability of all the number is 1 by 6. That means chance of getting these numbers is same. That's why this particular experiment is also equally likely. And this is the method to take out probability of a particular event. Okay. Now outcomes as events. This is a particular term that you have to understand properly to solve the questions. See, these are very easy. Let me explain. Each outcome of an experiment or a collection of outcomes makes an event. Okay. Now see, tossing a coin. So here we have written tossing a coin. So here, event. What is event? So for example, one we can say that getting a head. Getting a head. This is a event for this particular experiment. Or second one, we can say getting a tail. This is also a event for this particular experiment. Okay. Now if we throw a die, what are the events over here? So the first event will be getting the number 1, or getting the number 2, any number, getting the number 3, getting the number 4, likewise anyone. Okay, getting the number 5 or getting the number 6. These are all events for this particular example. Okay, now this particular box you can note it down, that how to find out probability of an event. Okay, so probability of an event equals to number of outcomes that makes an event by total number of outcomes. Okay, so this formula we will use in solving our exercise 5.3. So hopefully this video will be helpful for you, and we will meet in our next video, and in our next video we will start exercise 5.3. Okay, until then, goodbye, have a good day ahead. Thank you.